Hello everyone, welcome to Masterminds. In this video, we are dealing with the second chapter from class 7th Geography inside our Earth. So first we can look at the interior of our Earth. From this figure, you can see that there are many layers for Earth. The innermost layer is known as core, and the middle layer is known as mantle, and the outermost layer is known as crust. And these layers are concentric layers. Concentric layers means their centers are same. All the circles have same centers. That is known as concentric circles. And concentric layers means all these layers have common center. And the innermost layer is core and the outermost layer is crust. And first we can study about crust. Crust is the uppermost layer over the earth's surface. We can see from this figure the uppermost layer from the earth's surface is crust. Then crust is the thinnest of all the layers. Of all the three layers, the thinnest layer is the crust. It's about 35 km on the continental masses. We know that crust have two components, that is continental crust and oceanic crust. From this figure you can see that this is the continental crust and this is oceanic floor, and the crust thickness of the oceanic crust is just 5 km and the continental crust is 35 km. The whole continental crust plus oceanic crust constitute the crust, and below crust there is mantle, and below mantle there will be core. So the thickness of continental crust is 35 km and the oceanic crust is just 5 km. Next we can study about the mineral constituents of a continental mass and the oceanic crust. Then the continental mass consists of silica and alumina. Mineral silica and alumina are present in the continental mass and they are commonly known as Cl. Then the oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium and they can be remembered as Sima. Then only 1% of volume of the earth comprise crust. Of the total 100% of the volume, only 1% volume of the earth is crust. Next we can look at the middle layer, mantle. Mantle is present beneath the crust. Here the mantle is present, it is just beneath the crust and its depth is 2900 km below the crust. Then it is 84% volume of the earth. Of the 100% volume of the earth, 1% is crust, then 84% volume of the earth is mantle. Then innermost layer is core and its radius is 3500 km and it is made up of nickel and iron. So it is all the innermost layer, that is core, is also known as knife layer. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. When moving from outer surface to inner region, the temperature and pressure increases continuously. Therefore, the central core has very high temperature and pressure. Core constitute 15% volume of the earth. Core constitute 15% volume of the earth, mantle 84% volume and the crust just 1% volume, total 100%. Next, deepest mine in the world is in South Africa and it is just 4 km deep. We know that the radius of earth is 6500 km. So we have dig only just 4 km deep, and that deepest mine is in the world. Deepest mine in the world is in South Africa. Next we can study about rocks and minerals. What is rock? Rock means it is any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. We already discussed about crust. Crust is the outermost surface of the earth and that crust is made up of rocks, and these rocks are made up of mineral, and these rocks are natural mass, they are not human made. Then rocks can be of different color, size and texture. There may be different rocks differing in color, size and texture. Then three major types of rocks are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphous rocks. First we can look at the igneous rock. They are made from molten magma. We have already discussed about the three layers of the earth. They are outermost crust, then middle mantle, then innermost core. Then in mantle there is magma, and this molten magma when cools they solidifies and forms igneous rocks, and these igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Igneous rocks are of two types, intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks means When this magma which is present in the mantle, they cools from the inside itself. Then such rocks formed is known as intrusive igneous rocks, and the cooling process is slow inside the earth, and therefore they form large grains. When the cooling time is very large, that is slow cooling is occurring, means there will be large grains. Example of intrusive igneous rock is granite. Then extrusive igneous rock means they cools on surface, which means magma comes out and forms reaches on the surface, and from the surface this magma cools, and here the cooling is very fast, that is quick cooling. Therefore small grains are formed. Example, basalt rocks by which Deccan Plateau is made. So we can study about sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the accumulation of sediments. What is these sediments? Sediments are small fragments that are formed by the breakdown of rocks. And these rocks break down by rolling or cracking, or when they are hit each other. The rocks break down into smaller fragments, and these smaller fragments are called sediments. And these sediments are transported by wind, water, or etc. And these transported sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. Example of sedimentary rock is sandstone. Sandstone is made from grains of sand. And another example is limestone. Red fort is made up of red sandstone, which is a sedimentary rock. And these rocks may also contain fossils. Fossils means they are the dead remains of plants and animals. Next type of rock is metamorphic rock. We have already discussed about two types of rocks, igneous rock and sedimentary rock. When these igneous and sedimentary rocks are laid under high temperature and pressure, the metamorphic rocks is formed. Example is clay. Clay, when laid under high temperature and pressure, it changes into slate. Then limestone, which comes under high temperature and pressure, means it gets converted into marble. Marble is a metamorphic rock, and limestone is a sedimentary rock. Taj Mahal is made up of white marble, which is a metamorphic rock. Next we can study about the rock cycle. Rock cycle means it is the transformation of a rock from one form to another. We can start from magma. When magma is present in the mantle, interior of the earth, when this magma cools and solidifies, igneous rocks is formed. When these igneous rocks break down into small fragments, means sediments are formed. When these sediments are transported by water, air, and then they are compressed to form sedimentary rocks. Then these sedimentary rocks, when laid under high temperature and pressure, means metamorphic rocks are formed. When these metamorphic rocks are compressed, that is when they are laid under high pressure, means this metamorphic rock changes into magma. So this cycle continues. Similarly, when these metamorphic rocks also break down into small fragments and form sediments, so here this cycle also continues. Similarly, igneous rocks, when laid under high temperature and pressure, it gets converted into metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks under high temperature and pressure gets converted into metamorphic rocks. Next we can study about minerals. We have already told that rocks are made up of minerals. Then minerals are the naturally occurring substance which have certain physical properties and a definite chemical composition. These minerals are naturally occurring substance, which means they are not human made, and they have certain physical properties. Their physical properties are certain, that is they have correct luster, then hardness, then color. They have correct color and all, and they have definite chemical composition. Chemical composition means chemical formula or elements by which these minerals are formed. That chemical composition should be definite. Minerals which are used as fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. And in industries, iron, aluminum, gold, uranium, etc. are used. And in medicines, calcium, phosphorus are used, and magnesium is used in fertilizers. So with this we are done with the session. Hope you can follow me, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.